Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Tight end. Tight right. Tight right.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. 3 down, 3 down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They keep it depending on first down. He'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
Run.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
That's
in this
it,
case,
baby.
it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Key to tight end. Key to tight end. Hey.
On second down, here's Penny. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackled by Jordan Willis.
Right there. All day,
And he got
baby.
off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
almost
got
like the
tight left,
bullet
tight
train,
left.
wasn't it? I mean, just zoom.
Gun!
Quick.
Hey.
And what a
You got
terrific
three, you got
play,
three
holding
down,
them to
three
no.
On third down, Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on to
We
it
got
through
three.
the contact.
3 down. Hey, fellas,
Incomplete.
we got 3. Let's go.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play. And the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. As his guys are
Nice touchdown,
in for
baby.
6. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. They get the stop defensively, force the punt. They score without their offense even stepping on the field.
I remember playing on special teams and teasing the guys on offense like, look, you don't even worry about it. You guys just hang out over there. We'll bring this one all the way back and get the points we need. In this case, they actually got that done.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And their second attempt here, the first drive, stalled and they punted.
Time to break some things out, I think, in the playbook. Now that they've gotten out there, gotten settled a little bit, let's see if they open things up. Maybe try and get the ball in the hands of the guys who can get the ball into the end zone. They're playmakers.
They would like that.
Check. Tight right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Let's go. Motion.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield's now looking to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way, and the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10.
Down.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
On second down, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
All day, baby.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Double tight. Double tight. We got 4.
It's Rashad Penny. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight end right.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. And the grab made by Baldwin. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
You got him.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and of course to Stanford. Penny, a first down carry, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield will throw it. It's complete to Lockett. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he gets to the next team game.
Mayfield. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall totally behind here in the early game.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach Can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some
back,
jeopardy?
six. Let's get it out.
As they start on the ground. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Run.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Just a 1-yard pickup there that's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and failing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Gun!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
That's what I'm talking about.
A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bengals hold their lead. And it's 15-0. Sanders now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Bang!
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Slam. 5-2.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Easy work. It's easy
You
work.
mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish,
I got it.
and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Where's 52?
Detroit!
52's the mic.
Gun!
Tackle, let's go. We got
got this. We got this.
Who do you want? Who do you want? Who do you want?
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Tight end's right. Alert!
Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
I call that play a success.
Yeah,
A nice
baby.
inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 3 down. 3 down.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
A nickel look by
Watching that,
Seattle on
Barney,
3rd
Barney.
down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now.
Gun!
Now this time they look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
That's it,
And
baby.
all
We
the
got
way
6 all
in for
day.
a Cincinnati score.
Ah!
A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 touchdowns. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Sanders now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 out here, an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
All right, now,
Yeah,
lucky
what you also have
56.
to guard
Lucky
against is
56.
calling every play
Gun!
for a big shot
Gun!
downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Well, we had the fumble last week. It was 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
319! 319!
And he's going to be met at about the 43.
Leopard!
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Gun!
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. The Bengals hoping Mixon improves on the numbers from his rookie year. He's back there again on first down.
Mike 6! Mike 6!
And an alley to run.
I got him.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
That's 6.
A great
Touchdown.
play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
Hey, that's the way to
And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown.
Yeah, normally you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. Normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Gun!
Tight right.
Gun!
Three down. Shut
All right, now, lucky 56.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Andrew Billings coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 3rd and long for Mayfield. He sets the fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Seahawks. 45 yards. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
3 down.
They're running now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's at 5 yards a carry at the moment. Throwing, Mayfield. Throw left side, complete to Foster. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, guys.
Here's a give to Penny. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Double tight. We got three.
A handoff to Penny. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Even. 4 down. Even.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And And this one is right through. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Now that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10.
Sponge! 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 No, no, no!
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for
back,
a split
back,
second.
And
And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Staying on his feet. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. "35 yards that time on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Double tight. Odd. 5 down. 5.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
You don't want no problems with me.
So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter. Built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on,
Watch it now, Barney,
here's what we
Barney.
think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half. We've had guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Check three.
Detroit!
Check 50.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken
3
down.
3 down.
Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, no, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 3rd down. shy of midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch the edge.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They'll block the throw. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Watch two.
Detroit! Detroit!
Run here with Mixon. And he stopped immediately there.
Coming, double up.
Tackle made there by Frank Clark. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just try to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Tight left. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So stuff from the 2 now.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal.
Watch the safety creep. Hey, watch Sam.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they get with the center of the drive, the defense went to don't break mode and is stiffened.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
Detroit!
Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Well, once again,
Watch
they'll
it
go
now,
from the
Barney,
23-yard line on second and 10.
Gun!
On second down, Mayfield again. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Extra point forthcoming. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
They'll run it down out of the gun. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a second and 1.
Run it.
Kid had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one?
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Mayfield now on second down. His throw incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target, and it's third and short.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to
All right,
him.
now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Just a yard here. It's third and 1. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
Sack, baby, sack. Eat.
Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone.
Hurry up, here we go.
3 Super toe.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
All right, now, Lucky
34
56.
now, here's
Lucky
first and
56.
10.
Shift. Staying open.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Gun!
Hey, check two.
Drive to throw. Steps away to his left. He gets it to Patterson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mike 6. Mike 6.
Again, it's Mixon. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Check 23.
It seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could
All
make
right, here we
another
go.
2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Following the interception, Mayfield. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And that's caught inside the 35.
We got three
and
down,
he
three down.
finally
Hey,
goes
fellas, we got
down
three.
at the
Let's go.
23-yard line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the
three down.
coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7
All right,
on
now,
that
lucky
first down
56,
pass
lucky
play.
56.
Second and 3.
Hey, we got three down.
From the gun, Mayfield.
Roy.
Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
In need of a conversion on third down. A big play to start the drive. Doesn't make sense. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Gun!
Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. Eluding the pressure right.
Blitz!
And it is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Bengals will get the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Odd on. 5.
Let's go! Red 38!
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
36.
Nixon, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Tight end right.
A 1st down throw from Mayfield. It's caught. Lockett.
Watch 20, check 20.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
No. Check. Patriot.
Say, what's the toughest route to defend? Any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It's more coming. It's more where I came from.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
3 down.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10.
3 down.
3 down.
Deuce.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Key the tight end.
Gun!
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Big pick, baby. I got you.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Looks like he'll throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Even though that's an incompleted pass, shouldn't we give a whole lot of credit to the offensive line?
Yet again, time in the pocket to throw. Time and time again, we have seen that. You're right, the O-line winning the battle in the
Let's go.
trenches.
Blue 90. Blue 90.
I got him, on me.
He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it'll be intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Tight end left.
Detroit.
3 down. Buzz.
Trying to shake off the interception and look to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
That's what I'm talking about, D.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
2nd down, Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive there. Hits the reliable target. One last shot from Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Bengals, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.